Dear Lady Love TV.
Magandang araw. Narito pong muli ang pagpapatuloy ng ating kwentong pinamagatang Tadhana, Mukha ng Pag-ibig. Tunghayan na po natin ang ikawalong bahagi. Kian's mood changed even if he already left the restaurant. He tried hard to hide it from me through asking me things about Attorney Suarez's case. But the tension in his body says otherwise. I often found myself glancing sideways at his serious expression a dozen times during our car ride on the way to the condo. I decided to stay with him again, so after getting clothes from our unit, I took a shower pagbalik ko sa condo niya to distress sa mga nararamdaman ni Kian na parang nahawa na ako. When I got out of the bathroom, Kian was on the phone. Nakatalikod ulit siya sa akin. I wasn't sure who he was talking to. Pero from the way he was standing there, he still looked stressed. Cecil, I'm warning you. Tell your mother to stay away from Trixie. I wouldn't be as respectful the next time. Wow, respectful pa pala siya nun. And he's making threats. Was he encountered that serious? I will not hesitate to tell her what I know. No, na fake lang yung relasyon nila. Alam ko, sorry, but it wasn't exactly privileged communication unlike the countless cases she said disappear with her money. I don't care. Take care of it, or I will. Hello, Kian's scary, serious voice. So it was something else, and is making threats. At dahil sa akin? Then leave. You don't need her. Nandyan naman si Charles, and you have your own business. Hindi ko alam kung bakit takot na takot ka sa kanya, considering you know everything. Use it. Yeah, just tell her whatever bullshit you need to. Goodbye. Napasimangot pa rin si Kian when he turned around but gave a tired smile when he saw me. Would it help if you tell me to relax? I asked as I crossed the distance between us and gave him an embrace on his waist. Alam ko naman na hindi, sa sobrang stress niya. Kakaiba yung tensyon na nararamdaman ni Kian. He slouched so he can bury his face on my neck as my arms now wound around his neck. I'm relaxed here, he said, his position muffling his voice. Sige, dyan ka na tumira. I joke and natawa siya ng konti. I knew he was just trying. Love, why don't you shower muna, then we'll talk about this later. He groaned. I knew he didn't want to talk about Cecil's mom anymore, but I was curious why she stressed him out like that. As he showered, umupo na ako sa kama, propped up on the headboard, going through some of my emails on my iPad and answering some of them. I was turning into Kian. Ito siguro yung ginagawa niya pag nandun siya sa Starbucks sa baba habang nag-aaral kami. When he finished, lumabas siya with a towel wrapped around his waist. Oh my God, ang hot. Siguro bukas na lang kami mag-uusap about Regina. Tinaasan ako ng kilay ni Kian kasi nakakagat na pala ako sa labi ko. Namula ako and continued with my emails, not exactly understanding what I'm reading. By the way, I have some news bago natin pag-usapan yung nanay ni Cecil. He told me as he changed into his usual boxer shorts and white shirt. Wala na akong narinig sa mga sinabi niya pagkatapos as I shamelessly watched him dress up. Diyos ko, Trixie, 4 na araw ka nang deprive, ganyan ka na? He frowned, expecting my answer to what he said. Sorry, I was distracted. I shook my head as if to clear it. He knew exactly why I was distracted. Nagtutuyo na siya ng buhok when he sat down sa kama facing me. Ang sabi ko, I decided to resign sa school, he said rather slowly for my sake. What? Why? I suddenly asked. Ako naman yung sumimangot. Well, it would be easier for both of us. Nag-consult ako kay Attorney Luna, and sabi niya, mas okay na daw yon to prevent any talk. I cut him off. Teka, Attorney Luna knows about us? When? Magka-text ba kayo? He rolled his eyes at me. Trixie, parang hindi mo naman kilala yon. He knows everything. I didn't need to tell him anything. It seems he already knew where we were headed bago pa natin na-realize. Well, may point siya doon. Our former professor was an expert at observing the dynamics of people around him. Going back, honestly, my decision to resign could not come at a better time. Knowing Tita Regina, pag nalaman niya yung tungkol doon, baka gamitin pa niya against us. Against me. I shivered at the thought. If it comes for Kian, I don't know what can I do to her. Baka wala siyang idea kung anong kayang gawin ng mga ordinaryong tao. So it's not beneath her to use that, I asked. Someone as rich and influential as Regina would waste her time at something as pretty as Kian's and Cecil's supposed breakup. If Kian thinks so, it means I clearly don't know how this worked and what kind of person Regina was. Gaano kadaming tao na kaya ang nabablackmail nun? Come to think of it, hearing bits and pieces of Kian's conversation a while ago with Cecil, baka her mom's really like that. Nothing is low when it comes to Regina. Kian commented again with a hint of disdain on his voice. He turned off the lights sa bedroom and we left the lampshades open, and he sat down beside me leaning against the headboard. As well. So, ready ka na sa horror story mo tonight? He joked pertaining to the evil queen that is Cecil's mom. I'm glad. Di ka ganun ka-stress kay Kian. Nilapag ko na yung iPad ko sa bedside table niya, anticipating his stories. Sabi ni Mommy, bata pa lang si Tita Regina, she already knew she was entitled. She got everything she wanted as a typical rich, spoiled brat. He started. Why is your mom friends with her? I interrupted. He didn't seem to mind my interruption. My mom was smart and charismatic. She had many friends. Regina had none, but like Cecil's reason, she best friend my mom so she can also include herself in my mom's social circle. Just so she can say she belongs somewhere. And she's actually different pagdating kay mommy. Mabait si Regina sa kanya and she treated her like sister because she hated her own sister. He answered. So, in other words, useless si Regina. Your older sister niya was her complete opposite. She was actually the favorite and was already poised to take over their company after their dad. Pero sabi ko nga, whatever Regina wants, she gets. Her older sister had a fiancé at nainggit din siya doon. So, you can guess what happened. Kian smirked, but not in a good way. What? Oh my God. Cecil's dad was her ate's fiancé? I said in disbelief. Yup. He got her pregnant and walang choice si Tito but to marry her instead. So yung ate, sa sobrang galit kay Regina, and probably because of the heartbreak, went sa UK and never returned since. God, that was sick. I could never do that to my own sister, kahit magkagalit pa kami. So she got the husband and the title of sole heir to their businesses. He continued, Regina's very dangerous. Everyone knew to be careful in dealing with her, whether on a personal level or sa business. I faced Kian, eager to know more. Kala ko yung mga ganitong problema ng mga rich nangyayari lang sa mga series na pinapanood namin ni Leia. She never played fair. Dati I interned for a firm that handled labor cases for employees against the company nila. She paid them all off. From the firm, the arbiter, and the laborers who in my opinion could have gotten more para manahimik. To bury the case as they might say. I left that internship to transfer to another firm. Yung firm namin ngayon kasi hindi ko kaya magtrabaho sa ganon. And hindi lang yon, madami pang na-share sa akin si Cecil na saka ko na lang sasabihin sa'yo sa sobrang dami. Does Cecil like her? I wondered, hearing how Kian was so determined to advise her to go against her mom and to just leave. No, she was never the mother type. Yaya nagpalaki kay Cecil and her mom only saw her as means to grow their business empire. Someone she could use to marry off for a merger. I think ganun siya kay Cecil because she feels na kahit nagkaanak sila ni Tito, he never loved her as much as he loved his sister. Ang sad nga ng buhay ni Cecil. Kian's right. She should just leave. Well, hello, inagaw lang niya eh. I frowned. Yeah, exactly. Even Cecil knows na ganun lang yung tingin sa kanya ng mami niya. His voice was full of pity for his friend. No wonder he didn't think twice agreeing doon sa fake relationship nila kasi it helped Cecil get a bit of freedom. Now, I understood more. Kasi if it was Max, di naman pwedeng si Leia. I would have done the same. So, wait, why was she so set to marry you and says off? I asked curious. I mean, ganun ba ka-rich sila Kian? God, baka magka-problema din ako sa pamilya niya. I mean, probably, Not the same level as Charles' problem with Cecil's parents, pero problema pa rin nonetheless. Nostalgia. Regina doesn't like losing things she possessed. And in a way, she doesn't want to lose her ties with my mom. And Cecil said she wanted family to head their legal team. Pamangkin kasi ni Tito Rog yung head ng legal nila sa corporation. And in a way, kay Tito Rog yun, not hers, na sobrang kababawan. And as if makukuha niya yung loob ko. Kian made a face. You said pati yung dad ni Cecil didn't take your breakup well? What is reason? I asked him, remembering yung nakwento niya sa akin earlier sa restaurant. Sabi ni Cecil, he really thought me and Cecil were serious. Akala niya gusto talaga ako ni Cecil or gusto ko siya. But later on, kinausap niya si Cecil that we're just over and she never loved me. She just couldn't say that to her mom. Kaya pala Kian was so insistent kanina kay Cecil. And ngayon, naiintindihan ko na si Cecil why she couldn't even try to convince her mom. Magiging problema ba namin to? What are you thinking, love? He suddenly said in concern. Napansin na naman niya yung biglang pagbabago sa mukha ko. Will Regina be a problem for us? Napabuntong hininga si Kian. Just because I want to prepare for the worst and I promise not to lie to you. I think it's possible. Pero don't worry, Trixie. I will never let her near you. Kakamatayin muna kami. He kissed my forehead. Hoy, walang ganyan. I said sternly. Napaka-pete ni Regina to come for me. I mean, sino ba ako? Pero it seems that nothing is indeed beneath her. Sayang lang yung kayamanan niya kung ganyan lang siya klaseng tao. Love, I hesitated. I just want to make sure. He sort of asked me kasi he started kissing my neck already. Is your family like that? Nahiya akong itanong, pero I would also want to prepare for the worst. He stopped kissing me and tumingin siya sa mukha ko. They probably wore my worst word facial expression. No, definitely not. Oh, don't worry. Wala kami sa ganung level para magkaroon ng ganung family drama. He smiled amusedly. Then his expression changed, na he just thought of the best idea. Medyo kinakabahan ako. I think it's about time to meet them. What? Nanlaki yung mata ko kaya pala ako kinakabahan. Ready na ba ako doon? Natawa si Kian sa itsura ko and inirapan ko siya. How can he take this with so much ease? Meeting the parents was more for couples na medyo months na into a relationship, not weeks. Yeah, why not? They already know about you. Ano? He was giving me wild heart attacks and not in his usual nakakakilig way, which I would have preferred. They know I already have girlfriend. I told them nung naging tayo. Amusement filled in his face. I wanted to erase it. Ano pang alam nila? I narrowed my eyes at him. Hindi ko alam kung gaano siya kakandid sa pamilya niya. They know you were my student before, so ganun siya kakandid. Namumutla na ata ako. And they know na dati pa gusto na kita. Gusto kong lumubog sa kama. Anong sabi niya? My dad and kuya only laughed. Really hard. Probably dahil falling for my student was very uncharacteristic of me. My mom was relieved. Akala niya bakla ako, na ready na daw siyang tanggapin. Akala niya yun yung aaminin ko nung sinabi kong may sasabihin ako sa kanila. He rolled his eyes. Si Kian? Bakla? I would never think that of him. Pero siguro yung nanay niya was just open sa lahat ng possibilities. Kung ano man yung magugustuhan ng anak niya, hindi pa din ako makasagot. They love you, Kian urged. No, that wasn't enough to curb my stress. What if they don't? What if they think I was too young? I said, panicking a little. Kian scolded at me. I'm only a year older, Trixie. Ano bang pinagsasasabi mo? Sensitive ata siya sa edad niya. I almost forgot that. Nag-birthday na nga pala ko, so 1 year lang yung age difference namin. Ayaw mo pa? He asked as he kissed my lips. Hindi pa ako ready, I said after the kiss. He kissed me sa right neck ko. Sure ka? He murmured. Yeah, I'm worried, I answered. Kahit na I'm reassuring you now that you'll love you? He whispered as he trailed kisses slightly on the left side of my neck. Yeah, my answer was even quieter than his whisper. He pulled me and I was suddenly sitting on top of him. Do you think pababayaan kita? He continued kissing my neck as he whispered what he said. I know what he was doing, as I was able to answer. And I knew I was going to fall for it. 4 days na katenggahan, yun lang yung katapat ko. I'll never leave your side, he said as he kissed my collarbone and started unbuttoning the silk pajama top that I was wearing. With one swift move, it was off me. He was now leaving gentle kisses on the front of my body while his hand softly trailed my back. "Meet my family, please," he whispered sweetly in between his kisses. "He's going to win this. Kung magaling kang mag-take advantage nung unang gabi that we were together, mas magaling siya sa ginagawa niya ngayon." All I could do was feebly utter my moan as he took my mouth on his, and I can feel him triumphantly smile as we kiss. As soon as bumusina si Kian sa tapat na malaking gate, I couldn't move. Kanina pa nanlalamig yung kamay ko on the way to his parents' house. A guard opened the gate and binusinahan siya ni Kian to signal thank you. OMG, my guard pa sila. What the hell? It definitely didn't help sa kabang nararamdaman ko. Gusto ko na din mahimatay when a large white house welcomed us with vintage brick-tiled driveway curving on the small fountain in the middle. Their house was screaming old rich. It was one of those beautiful old houses that probably looked the same nung Spanish period hanggang ngayon. Kian parked on the driveway. Wala pa si Kuya. He commented as he cut his engine, as if would make me any less kabado. I wanted to run off. He got out and umikot sa side ko to open my door. I was still wearing my seatbelt. I wanted to stay in the car lang. Natatawa siya as he removed my seatbelt and took my hand onto his. "Promise, love, I'll never leave your side." He smiled encouragingly and I believe him. And if he does leave my side, I'll never let him hear the end of it. He pulled me towards the steps leading to the double doors which was already opened. The inside of the house was breathtaking, like I was transported to a different time. Hinihintay ko lang si Maria Clara na bumaba doon sa polished grand staircase. "You live in a condo when you can live here?" I asked him in disbelief. Natawa lang siya sa reaction ko. "Kian, iho, I'm glad you're already here." A woman spoke up. Kian's hand automatically dropped to my waist as he steered me sa left side namin. His mom had a pleasant smile face and she was really pretty too. Kahabig ni Kian. She looked like siya yung may Spanish roots. She crossed towards us and Kian gave her a kiss on her cheek. "Ma, this is my girlfriend, Trixie Valdez." "Trixie, my mom." Kian beamed. Nahiya ako lalo. "Good afternoon, Mrs. Romero." I politely greeted her with a smile. I hope I wasn't awkward. "Nako Trixie, you're so demasiado formal. Please just call me Tita Isa." "I'm so happy Kian finally brought you here." Nagulat ako dahil bumeso siya sa akin. I was glad for the basic Spanish units I took up during college. "Lunch is ready, but we should wait for Carlo. Syempre, tarde. Why don't you give Trixie a tour? Your dad is still in his study." Malambing na sabi ng nanay niya kay Kian and she also smiled at me. God, buti na lang mabait siya. "Okay ma, puntahan namin siya." Kian's hand never left my waist as he now guided me on the opposite side of the house. I can see the living room from there. Antique furniture filled the room. I couldn't get over the fact na sobrang ganda ng bahay nila. "Ready to meet my dad?" He smiled excitedly. "Will it matter if I say no?" I joked. Kian's smile was still screaming excitement. He pulled me past the living room, and we stopped on the second large door to our right side. Kian knocked and opened the door, not waiting for his father's response. "Dad, I want you to meet someone." Kian just barged on. He took my hand as he walked towards Kian's father, who was reading the newspaper and put it down as soon as he heard Kian's voice. Good looks definitely ran in their family. His father, though, didn't look as much like Kian's as his mom, could pass off as former movie star. He gave us a charming smile. "Ah, Trixie, Kian's student crush." Kian groaned and I turned red. Joke lang. Obvious naman, hindi sa akin nagmana ng lack of humor itong anak ko. He clasped Kian's shoulder and offered his hand to me. "Good afternoon, Mr. Romero." I shook it and gave a smile. "Trixie, just call me Tito Raul. Kung gusto mo, Dad na agad." He laughed good, naturally. Niloloko si Kian. But Kian was just smiling stupidly as if he wanted what to happen. I tightened up my grip on his hand. "I'm home. Asan and welcome committee ko." Someone just announced himself dun sa doorway. I assume it was Kian's older brother. "Ayan, dyan ka mag-ingat. Mas malakas yung mga asar kaysa sa akin." Pang-asar na sabi ng tatay niya. "I got you, love." Kumindat sa akin si Kian. Yan ang namana ni Kian sa akin. His dad pointed at Kian sa natawa ng konti. Sabay-sabay kaming lumabas para puntahan yung kuya ni Kian. His brother was a little taller than him but kitang-kita sa mukha niyang he's so different from Kian since he was the same default friendly aura as their father, who he looks more alike. Although kamukha din siya ni Kian sa shape ng mukha and they both have the deep set eyes. "Oh, you're Trixie," ang natatanging biktima ng kapatid ko. Biglang bati agad sa akin ng kapatid niya as soon as he saw me walking with his dad and brother. Kian lifted his middle finger at him who just laughed. Just Mio, not in front of the lady. Their mom scolded them, but not seriously. Kian's brother gave their mom a bear hug and kissed her forehead, and shook hands with his father. "Trixie, this is my ass of a brother, Carlo. Kuya, my girlfriend, si Trixie." Pinulupot ulit ni Kian yung kamay niya sa waist ko. Kailangan ko ba ng belt? Natawa din yung kuya niya na sa ginawa niya. He approached me to hug me and pabiro siyang tinulak ni Kian palayo. Possessive nito, no? Pabirong sinabi ni Carlo sa akin at tinuro si Kian. We were now seated sa enormous dining table nila Kian pero wala pa sa kalahati yung na-occupy namin since 5 lang kami. Their father was seated sa kabisera and their mom sa right side niya, ang katabi niya si Carlo. While Kian and I sat sa left side ng dad niya. "Asan si Jana?" Their mom asked Carlo. "Davao, still touring yung balikbayan niyang mga kamag-anak." Carlo answered. I assume Jana was Carlo's girlfriend. Kian started putting food sa plate ko. "Try this. Specialty yan ni mom. Paella Valenciana. And this one, gambas, favorite ko yan." Their mom was beaming at Kian. Mukhang never pa talaga nagdala si Kian ng babae dito sa kanila at mukhang tuwang-tuwa yung nanay niya. "So, Trixie, you met Kian sa school?" Carlo asked and namula na naman ako. Kahit na brief na ako ni Kian about what they know about us, nahihiya pa rin ako. Kian had to reassure me over and over again na they won't mind and they actually find it kind of funny. They find Kian kind of funny because of that. "Alam mo kuya, nagamit na ni dad niyang joke na yan sa mag-iisip ka ng bago." Kian retorted. "Okay sige, ano nagustuhan mo sa kapatid ko na napakasungit niyan?" I smiled at Kian. Masungit nga siya. If ganito ka-lively yung pamilya niya, super sungit, but not with me. He was his moments naman. I defended him and Kian stuck out his tongue at his brother. Oh my God, ngayon ko lang nakitang ganito si Kian na parang bata. He's definitely different pag nasa bahay siya. And despite what his father said, his playful side definitely came from his family. "Trixie, where are you from? I mean, do you have a province?" Her mom asked me. "Wala tita, sa Manila lang. Though yung dad ko has relatives sa Ilocos and we were go there dati every Holy Week, but now he doesn't want to drive anymore." Okay, here comes the questions. Medyo kinakabahan ako. Kian gently clasped my thigh reassuringly. "What do your parents do? If you don't mind me asking." She followed up. "My mom is a psychiatrist and my dad is a chemical engineer." I asked. Trixie, get a grip, hindi ka nagre-recite. "Patingin mo sa mami mo si Kian." Carlo said jokingly and Kian scolded at him. Wow, chemical engineer. Where does he work? It was now his dad's turn. "3M po, tito," I answered after swallowing my food. "Introduce me to him. I need suppliers from my company and may kausap ako sa sales ng 3M pero feeling ko hindi kami nagkakaintindihan." He added, "What? Parents meeting parents agad?" I haven't even introduced Kian to my family though I think may idea na sila that I'm with someone because of the flowers, cake, and balloons that he already sent to my house. And kinukulit na din ako ni Kim about it. I think I'll introduce him soon. Bebelo lang ako. More questions were asked but more about my family. His mom joked na she wished she has 2 daughters instead of her makukulit sons. But she said it in such a way na endearing pa rin. And what I usually do where I've traveled, what I'm planning to do after passing the bar, so medyo simple lang din and I think I survive. Kian toured me sa bahay nila as soon as lunch was done. And sobrang ganda talaga. "I love your house." I was still amazed as went up a second floor nila. He already showed me their garden and patio. Pool area and pinagyabang na din yung garage nila na puro magagandang sasakyan. FYI lang ha. He has a Mustang park there. Papakita ko na ba kay Trixie yung kwarto mo? Carlo wiggled his eyebrows at us. Paglabas niya ng kwarto niya, "Oo, shut up." Kian answered him and natawa. "Magla kayo ha, tanghaling tanghali." Habol niyang hirit and kahit nakatalikod na ako dahil namula na naman ako, I knew Kian signed another insult at him. Kian's room overlooked their garden, and typical of a boy's room, may PS4 which I think he still plays kasi bago yung model na yon, and a huge TV with sound system. His pictures are also displayed around with his diplomas and graduation pictures. Mami ko yan. Alam niyang pupunta ka kaya naglagay siya ng mga pictures. Umirap si Kian. I look at the pictures. Kian was so cute as a kid. He hugged me from behind and rested his chin on my shoulders. Kumusta naman ang meet na family? He asked me. I enjoyed your family. Funny si Carlo and yung dad mo, and your mom is really nice and sweet. I turned around to face him. Mukhang masaya rin siya na nandito ako. He gave me a deep kiss. Hoy, attorney, wag dito. I joke. Bakit naman? It would be a first for me. He smiled amusedly. Baliw. Ayoko, nahihiya ako. I even whispered it as if may makakarating at may makakarinig sa amin. And his parents are just downstairs. Kian laughed. Okay, okay, next time. Kinindatan niya ako, pero hinila pa rin niya ako sa kama niya. He sat down and I stood in front of him. Para lang mapigilan ko yung sarili ko sa pwedeng mangyari. Make out na lang, kasi hindi ko pa din yung nararanasan dito eh. He hugged me in my middle. Tabihin mo ko please, promise. PG-13 lang and I'll control myself. He smiled at me looking upward sa face ko. Umirap ako as if matitiis ko siya. I nodded and nagulat na lang ako na nabuhat niya na ako ay nahiga sa kama. While making out, my phone began to ring. Ayoko na sagutin sa totoo lang, pero 2 beses na yung tumatawag so it might be important. Kian groaned as he handed my phone. Naiinis na din ako karinig. It was an unknown number. Hello? Kian started kissing me sa leeg ko and nakikiliti ako kasi he was doing it habang may iba akong ginagawa. Trixie, said a familiar voice. Too familiar. Jason? I asked ng pagulat. Napatigil si Kian and sumimangot sa akin. He knew it. He knew it was my ex. I, however, did not forget about Jason and my simmering hatred at what he did. Kian was successful in distracting me last night and this morning with a very long shower. Pero pagdating namin sa office, to my horror, may flowers na naman dumating galing kay Jason. I forcefully threw it away. Sa gulat ni Hailey. Natawa lang si Kian sa ginawa ko. Nung nakaupo na ako sa desk ko and began typing pleadings, I found my anger resurfacing and it doubled dahil doon sa bulaklak. Ano bang hindi malinaw sa sinabi kong hindi ko na siya mahal? Why is he making this hard? My irritation is almost reaching its boiling point. Yung sa sobrang galit mo sa isang tao na i-imagine mo kung gaanong gagawin mo sa kanya. Lunch here sa office ko, love. Mom brought us food a while ago. I had to deal with Jason. Kahit wala nang pakialam si Kian, it was still my problem. I'm confident dun sa fact na wala siyang magagawang kahit na anong damage sa relationship namin ni Kian. But it was really annoying as hell. Babe, ano iniisip mo? Kian nudged me in the middle of my resentment reverie. We were eating lunch at his office and magkatabi kami sa sofa niya. Ganyan itsura mo, love, nung gusto mo kong hagisan ng exam booklet during midterms. Biniro niya ako. But I know he was telling the truth. I was just thinking about Jason. He just nonchalantly shrugged at what I said and continued eating. Wow, kung gaano ako kagigil sa ex ko. Ganun nakakalmado yung boyfriend ko. No, stay mad at him. I will get so much satisfaction kung dalawa kaming manggigigil sa ex ko. But instead, he just sat there eating his tempura looking unbothered. Hayaan mo na yon, Tadhana, remember? He smiled boyishly at me. Kung makikita man siya ngayon nila Dean, they wouldn't believe he could be this carefree. I need a scary, serious Kian. Or maybe not. I can be the scary, serious Trixie. Love, did you threaten Jason? Iniisip ko yung sinasabi ng nanay ko sa akin. No, maayos ko nga siyang kinausap eh. Though I was dead serious. Baka yun yung iniisip niyang tinatakot ko siya. He said, mas interesado pa siya sa kinakain namin. That's how unbothered he is. What were your exact words? I asked. Kasi baka magkaiba kami ng iniisip ni Kian ng pananakot sa ex ko. Jason was, after all, the polar opposite of Kian. Kian was the hotshot, effortlessly popular but mysterious guy. And Jason was your typical nerdy boy next door. He wouldn't stand a chance against Kian. Well, whatever his reasons are, I don't care anymore. Wala siyang karapatan doon sa ginawa niya. After swallowing his food, Kian answered, Ang sabi ko, Jason, this is Kian Romero, Trixie's boyfriend. I don't want to waste your time nor mine, so I'll get the point. Trixie told me everything that happened during your dinner with her. And honestly, I don't appreciate you imposing yourself to my girlfriend since she already told you she doesn't feel the same way anymore. I know you have all the right to say whatever you feel about her, but what you don't have the right to do is to assert what you want to her. I strongly advise you to do the right thing and respect her decision. Otherwise, you might regret you took his vacation of yours. If gusto mong pag-usapan to ng harapan, I can do that. We can set a time and place for it. I just hope that what I'm saying to you right now is clear enough. Tapos yun, nagsabi na siya na iisipin niya if may time siya makipag-usap sa akin. So sinagot ko na lang siya. You already know my number, then I ended the call. What the hell? That definitely wasn't what Jason said to my mom. Alam mo, Kian, could really sound scary sa phone. Pero what he narrated me right now was pretty much on point dun sa pinag-uusapan namin before na sasabihin niya kay Jason. Iba yung mga pinagsasabi na magaling kong ex sa nanay ko. Kian finally stopped eating and was now intently watching me pace around. So, why didn't you tell your parents you have a boyfriend already if you are indeed so in love with him? He challenged me. Wow, the nerve of this guy. Ganito ba talaga pag ex na? Did it never enter that little brain of yours that I might be just busy with my internship or maybe, let's say, I wanted to introduce him in person like any other prudent girlfriend would want to do? It wasn't an innocent phone call, Trixie. He tried defending myself. I laughed sarcastically. Oh, so weak ka lang talaga. You couldn't handle the burn of the truth he told you. He interrupted me. He did make a threat, he insisted. Oh please, it was hardly one. Trust me, I know what he's capable of. Kian's words ever again and use it again to him to my own parents. Wala. Wala kang karapatan. I said full of anger, enunciating every word kasi baka hindi pa malinaw sa kanya. I was seething with rage. Tinuloy-tuloy ko pa para matapos na. So let me reiterate kung ano pa yung wala kang karapatan. You don't have the right to talk about my boyfriend to my parents ever again. I don't care what intent you may have in doing so. However, binibigyan kita ng karapatan to tell them that I'm threatening you right now. Kasi pag hindi ka pa tumigil sa kahibangan mo, ako ang problemahin mo. Hindi yung boyfriend ko. Gigil na gigil kung tinapos yung phone call namin. Wala na akong pakialam kung may gusto pa siyang sabihin. I don't want to hear it anymore. Was I too much? I asked him, but I wasn't sorry at all. Jason needed to hear all of it from me. Kian slowly shook his head. No. So, ano iniisip mo? I asked him again. Na ang scary mo at sobrang sexy at the same time. Trust Kian to say something completely distracting. I think I have successfully handled one of our problems. Nagyabang naman ako. Kala mo naman, Rihina yung nahandle kong problema. Jason was only the small-time problem. It was Tuesday when we got back to the office. We learned from everyone that Regina was furious at what the firm did. Kian and Tita Isa knew that Regina is preparing to move. But hindi daw pinagsisihan ni Tita yung ginawa niya because it was more for the firm, not just to get revenge. But so far, wala pa namang threats, even si Jason na nahimik na finally. Everything was going on normally. Wednesday came and Leia and I were finally in school for the first day. Sobrang dami namin pinagkwentuhan. I told her all the dramas with Cecil's mom versus Kian's mom. Tapos yung pag-amin namin sa office, Kian's family at syempre nung inaaway ko si Jason. Leia had the same opinion na parang nag-iba na talaga yung ugali ni Jason from my stories. Sobrang sayang daw kasi he used to be nice. Hindi pa rin lumalamig yung ulo ko doon sa nangyari so I changed the topic. Feeling ko nakakaumay na. Ano pa nga kaya mga kaabang-abang na pangyayari ang maaaring maganap sa pagitan ng mga bida sa ating kwento? Yan ang ating aabangan sa pagpapatuloy ng ating kwento bukas sa ganito ring oras. Shout out muli sa lahat nating masugid na taga-subaybay. Maraming salamat po sa patuloy na pagsama sa amin sa kwentong ito. Hanggang sa muli, mag-ingat po tayong lahat.